In a society where the deck is increasingly stacked against men, the best chance at a life worth living is to escape the cubicle war. Pick up Corporate Land on Amazon.com today. A link is in the description.
Over the past 2 weeks, we've received an assload of requests to review this article.
Cuckolding can be positive for some couples, study says.
Let's just put this into a perspective that everyone can appreciate. Let's say you're at home, you're turning a wrench, you're working on your car, and your best bud of 15 years walks into the garage and says, "Hey man, I just banged your wife." But it's totally okay because Dan Savage said so. Hey, that's great. Go get your moving van because you're moving her shit over to your house after I punch you in the dick.
Yeah. In our current political climate, the term cuck, short for cuck-servative.
Fuck it! I'm out! I can't do it! I just can't do it. How do you do it? How do you blow all of your credibility in less than a sentence in the very beginning? I guess that's why we call you guys libtards. And cucks, here's to you. And since you clearly don't know shit, Ian Kerner, cuck stands for cuckold. You fucking cuck.
Has become an insult of the so-called alt-right.
And I'm positive what you're saying is, completely true.
Aimed at men they view as spineless and emasculated.
That part applies, and it is true.
The slur has its roots in the concept of cuckolding or having an adulterous partner.
Oh, you do know what it means. You're just stupid.
But according to a recent study by David Lay,
Lie? Or Hawaiian faggot?
Justin Laymiller,
Faggot!
And the writer Dan Savage.
There you go, there's your problem right there.
Acting on cuckolding fantasies can be a largely positive experience for many couples and hardly a sign of weakness.
No, but one bullshit nugget at a time. Your first problem is you're quoting from Dan fucking Savage, who, bar none, is one of the most hateful, stupid people to ever walk the planet. This is the dude that wishes all Republicans were dead.
Unfortunately, not exactly like him. I wish they were all fucking dead.
Basically, this faggot is the last person you want running your moral crusade for cuckolding.
Idiots are fun. No wonder every village wants one.
This bullshit is already impossible for me to accept as a man. And knowing where it comes from makes it even more suspect.
References to cuckolding appear in literature as early as the 13th century, usually in the form of male characters who fear that their child has been sired by another man during an act of infidelity.
Because back then, dueling was legal and someone died.
You know, I was just thinking how much I want a relationship with no sex, but where I still have to deal with your mother.
Today, however, cuckolding has become fetishized into a powerful sexual fantasy for some men who get aroused by the idea of their romantic partner engaging in sexual activity with someone else.
Who the fuck are these dudes? If this is what it takes to get your kink on, you are warped. Because last time I checked, when a man and a woman enter into a monogamous relationship and sign a contract, a marriage contract, the man agrees to provide his resources and protect the life of his woman in exchange for the exclusive reproductive rights to that slot C. And cuckolding is a direct slap in the face to that arrangement.
Oh, and wait till I put the thermometer in.
This type of thing destroys families. But hey, that's what liberals are best at, Screen 5. Ha ha!
Women also share this fantasy, but less so than men.
And we all know what that means when your woman says,
Hey, should we bring another girl into the bedroom?
it's a shit test. This whole goddamn thing reeks of a shit test. In fact, when it comes to shit testing, this one's probably the best. What better way is there for a woman to find out if her man has a spine and testicles?
Hey honey, do you want your black friend to plow me like a road on the way to the Overlook Hotel?
Sure, sign me up.
I want a divorce.
Nah.
This fantasy has been around as long as marriage and sexuality, said Lay,
Hawaiian faggot!
whose book Insatiable Wives addresses cuckolding in heterosexual couples. But we're hearing more and more about it these days, and more people are rejecting the social stigma against this fantasy.
Because they're weak, mangina bitch brains raised by their mamas. And they were raised to believe that all of a man's needs become secondary in that relationship. And that is why we call them cucks. How else would you explain why this is becoming so common? Because now, more than half of the children are born out of wedlock. We're going to see this more and more, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because this bullshit and all this gender confusion is a direct result of removing the strong father figure from the home. You can hold a poll today and ask all of these dudes if they had a father at home, and I bet they didn't. So now you have all of these cucks running around, turning their marriage into the sequel of Behind the Green Door. What the fuck?
He had a dick. He had an awesome dick.
Oh, newsflash. Boston whore has seen Italian penis.
Indeed, the numbers suggest that cuckolding, or at least thinking about it, is more common than you might imagine. For his forthcoming book, Tell Me What You Want, The Science of Sexual Desire and How It Can Help Improve Your Sex Life, Leigh Miller surveyed thousands of Americans and found that 58% of men and about a third of women have fantasized about cuckolding.
Who are all these men? Oh, that's right, they're millennials. If your woman brings this up, and you're like,
It's probably not that bad.
you need to reevaluate your manhood, and you need to ask yourself 3 key questions. 1, is this woman really worth this kind of bullshit? Imagine yourself in a room, helpless, and you are watching your wife get plowed into next week. It looks like somebody stuffing a Cornish hen with a baseball bat. And it was your idea.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I have a disease, all right? I need help.
While you're sitting there powerless, watching your woman get mumbly pegged, why don't you ask yourself why you like this? And then when it's over and he delivers half a quart of yogurt to her throat, or worst case, puts it in the warehouse, ask yourself this: what have I become? You have become a spineless mangina bitch brain, and your testicles are in her purse filled with vaginal quim. Worse than that, you're not a man anymore. You have forfeited your right to her respect.
You're a repressed idiot. He's a horny idiot. Neither one of you can do anything about it.
This is men voluntarily trading in their manhood for a choke collar. Where is the downside for women in this? Just asking. She's got the beta cuck who'll pay for whatever she wants, and then she gets to bang whoever she wants.
Oh, just in case I need them, where exactly will Dr. Foreman be keeping my balls?
And still, after all of this, if you think it's a good idea, imagine this. The football team shows up. They all deliver their loads right to the warehouse. They leave, and she hands you a straw. Ah! It's me. I'm gonna throw up. And with that, we need to move on because I'm gonna fucking vomit. I'm serious.
Initially viewed as a heterosexual phenomenon,
Doubt it.
it's increasingly prevalent among gay men too.
Actually, I don't doubt that. In fact, it probably started there.
I'd long gotten letters from straight couples into cuckolding, usually initiated by the husband, but none from gay couples until after marriage equality began to gather steam, explained writer and activist Savage.
Savage, right? So we can assume all that's bullshit? Okay, Space Ghost. I'm sorry, but in my mind, when I hear someone say, I have letters from people, that's like the mob boss who knows a guy who knows a guy. You don't know shit.
To learn more, Savage joined with Leigh Miller and Leigh for a study of cuckolding fantasies and experiences in 580 gay men.
I fucking knew it. Gay men, Space Ghost. How does this gay ass shit, quite literally, equate to heterosexual couples? But that is the study that inspired this article. And you know what we call that, right? Bait and switch. Take a look at the picture on the front page. It shows a woman and 2 men, not 3 men. But yet, this study, which spawned this article, was all about gay men. First of all, if you fall for this, you are monumentally stupid. There is no hope for you. Take some medication.
There's something wrong with my brain?
Oh, yeah.
But this is the modern progressive left and the tricks that they play. They are deliberately pushing deviant and degenerate behavior as normal.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
I suppose this cuck bullshit was just a natural step, and where's it going next? I hate to call it a slippery slope covered in clam chowder, but what else would you call it?
Their findings suggest that there are similarities between the way gay and straight men view cuckolding, but clear differences too.
What the fuck does that mean?
Most notably, interracial and BDSM themes don't appear to be as common in gay men's cuckolding fantasies as they are among heterosexual men.
Not any heterosexual men I know. I feel dirty and I'm gonna wash this shit off.
The motivations behind these fantasies may also be different.
That'd be because they are. The sexual proclivities between gay men and hetero men completely different. And if you think I'm full of shit, imagine this. Door number 1. A nice, shaven rosebud of a slot C. And behind door number 2, this dude's fat hairy ass. But by all means, keep talking about how similar we are, you idiot.
Part of what makes cuckolding arousing for heterosexual men is that they tend to view it as a taboo act. In a society or culture that idealizes monogamy, the cuckold fantasy is a current narrative that is available to people to conceptualize their sexual fantasies, said Lay.
The fact that you're calling this cuckoldry bullshit a narrative is really all I need to hear. Because this narrative is right at home with the left's desire to destroy the nuclear family. And it's right at home with feminism and puts the women on top and destroys all the rights of a man. Prediction! Right here. Next thing on the list, monogamy is going to be labeled toxic masculinity and targeted for destruction. Now, if you want to be a male feminist, be prepared for your wife to set up that pink lemonade stand and get her taco busted by the train of dudes that want to hit it. And don't you dare complain, because that's misogyny. Did you hear that? Another dude just swallowed the red pill.
But that may not be an influence for everyone.
That's an understatement, let me tell you what.
For gay men, cuckolding isn't quite as taboo because the norm of lifelong monogamy isn't so strong in the LGBT community.
That would explain how your assholes became a petri dish of disease. Screen 5. Let me address this right now. I do not hate gay people. I don't give a shit or a damn who you fuck or what they have between their legs. I'm just making jokes. And if you can't take it, hit the back button on your browser and watch something else, because I don't care. If you can take a baseball-sized cock up your ass, but my jokes hurt you, you need to reevaluate your priorities.
However, it can still be arousing for a number of other reasons, said Lay Miller.
Maybe for you, but I haven't felt so much as a flutter other than nausea since we started doing this. In fact, I think I might be broken and need some vitamin V.
For instance, fantasies about voyeurism and group sex seem to overlap with those about cuckolding in these men.
Yeah, if you watch porn, let's be honest, you're a voyeur. You get off watching other people having sex. But I can guarantee you, if you click on another link and see your wife doing that shit, it's a whole other story.
What the fuck? Holy shit, dude, what's the matter? What happened? What's going on? There's so much porn!
It's a sexual desire that can be easily customized to meet a wide range of sexual needs and desires, whether it's taboo sex, novelty, voyeurism, or something else, he told me. And the emotions surrounding seeing your partner with someone else can add to the turn-on, explained Savage.
This is yet another reason why Dan Savage doesn't know shit from Shinola.
It's not cuckolding if there isn't an element of humiliation, degradation, or denial, he said. Our erotic imaginations have the ability to turn shame lemons into delicious kink lemonade.
This speaks to the mindset of all of the defeated men out there who've been raised by shitty single mothers. Because all of these men grew up feeling these emotions at the hands of their own fucking mothers. And every psychotherapist out there, of course, they're gonna tell you that reenacting your trauma is healthy, right?
Your theory is idiotic.
At some point or another, it doesn't matter if you're raised by two parents or one, we've all been cheated on. And your mind builds defenses to snap back from that bullshit. And it does this so you can stop reliving that pain cycle, because it's not healthy. Cuckolding keeps you in that pain mind permanently because you're always ripping the band-aid off of the wound. You are ensuring that your emotional wounds from this past trauma will never heal. It's self-punishment, it's self-loathing, and it's fucking unhealthy. I'm just a gun bunny. I'm an infantry grunt. I don't have a degree in this bullshit. And I can tell you that. Ian Kerner and the other faggots who wrote this article, they do. What is your excuse?
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Remember what I said earlier about all these cuckolds being raised by single mamas? I bet you the dudes who wrote this, they were also. I was raised by a single mother, and it took years, 3 wars, and facing my death many times to unfuck my brain pan. But I will tell you this, there is some satisfaction of looking the person that birthed you into this world between the eyes and saying, woman, you are a serial bad decision maker. That was an epiphany moment because I realized I was no longer a product of my upbringing. I left that band-aid on and I let those wounds heal. But here you have a bunch of social scientists telling you it's okay to reenact your trauma and keeping those wounds open forever. If I wanted to keep fucking up my life, I would have kept blaming other people.
Let's see. Take responsibility for my own life or blame you. Ding, 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 ding.
Blame you wins hands down.
As a sex therapist, one of the more intriguing findings from this study involves the impact of cuckolding on relationships.
As a sex therapist, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. In fact, give your license back. You shouldn't even have a license to drive a car because you're that fucking stupid. Screen 5. It doesn't take an 8-year degree to study the impact of cuckolding on relationships. It's bad.
And I mean bad.
Because any woman who can do this to you doesn't respect you as a man or a human being. And worse yet, you do not respect yourself. And quite possibly, just saying, you might not be worthy of respect. Because to enter into a situation like this willingly is unfucking healthy at the least. And any woman or psychologist that would encourage this is a narcissistic sociopath.
Pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you.
Overall, our research found that for the most part, cuckolding tends to be a positive fantasy and behavior, said Lay.
Why don't you tell that to the guy on death row who murdered the dude that was plowing his now ex-wife?
It doesn't appear to be evidence of disturbance, of an unhealthy relationship, or of a disregard for one's partner.
In what fucking reality, man? Not the one that I live in. Because in the world that I live in, this kind of shit gets people killed. When is the last time we had us a good murder-suicide? Oh, goody. Why don't we ask OJ how he feels about this kind of thing? If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand. Screen 5.
But there's an important caveat, ended Lay Miller.
Does that caveat end in a shallow grave by chance?
For those who have a lot of relationship anxiety or abandonment issues, who lack intimacy and communication, and who aren't careful, detail-oriented planners, acting on a consensual non-monogamy fantasy could very well be a negative experience.
You think?
In other words, not everyone who has a cuckolding fantasy should think about acting on it.
That is the only thing in this goddamn tragic article that I agree with.
If you are thinking about acting on a cuckolding fantasy, it's worth stepping back first and making sure your relationship is in a good place and that you have strong sexual communication skills.
All right, Mr. Kerner, and I'm not going to call you Dr. Kerner because I'm pretty sure you got that degree out of a honeycomb box or a clown college, but I got some news for you. People who are in good, healthy, strong relationships and have good communication skills, they don't do this shit.
For men and couples considering the issue of cuckolding, it's important there be honesty, integrity, communication, mutuality, and shared values, advised Lay.
Let the record show that the Hawaiian faggot doesn't know jack shit about any of those things. Because honesty and communication, and especially integrity, they have no fucking place in this bullshit.
For couples who do decide to move forward, it's important to take things slow.
Or you could try, I don't know, not doing that.
The reality of watching your spouse have sex with someone else or knowing they're doing it if you're not there is often very different than the fantasy.
No shit, Sherlock, said the man cleaning his shotgun.
It can dredge up powerful emotions. So take baby steps and keep talking and communicating, said Savage.
With that being said, please take your position in the corner and watch your husband get plowed in the fucking ass by another dude and break out your drinking straw. Because this milk is coming out chocolate. Screen 5! Why? How did we get here? And I'll be over here drinking my whiskey and hoping he doesn't fart on you. Because let's face it, you didn't sign up for that. You just want to watch him get cornholed, not actually sit in a projectile gunfight.
That said, the rewards can be amazing, according to couples who have successfully folded cuckold play into their relationships.
I'm sure they're all perfectly psychologically healthy. And or divorced.
Now you're playing with fucking shit. You're better off fucking shit than fucking with this fucked up shit. Fuck this shit.
Are we almost done here? Because this is fucking killing me. I almost vomited twice.
That was the end of it.
Oh, great. Gentlemen, if you are thinking about doing this, if this is a viable option in your fucking twisted brain pan, unsub, please, because you are broken beyond repair. And I say to you, Mr. Kerner, CNN, and you Hawaiian faggot, what the fuck were you thinking? I'm gonna give you a piece of my unsolicited advice. Shut the fuck up, you cuck-selling sellouts. You have sent your manhood, which by the way you got at a shameful discount, up the river. For what? No, really, this is a question I want to know because there is no upside to this. What, are you banging a feminist on the side and this is like a bet that you lost or some shit? Seriously, I want to know. And gentlemen, if you have any theories, comments below. I want to hear them. And I want to hear that sound of money going into my bank because this shit is expensive. Check out the links below, Patreon and PayPal. We can always use a few more shekels because we got to stock the bar. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell, because if you do, I'll turn down the invitation to fuck your wife. I'm still gonna punch you in the dick. And then I'm gonna move her shit all over your house.
Yeah, you can take over. I don't want her no more. She's damaged goods. I know where that dick has been. I've seen your ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
CNN said it was good.
Oh my god, that's funny.